How did the crew, or maybe the production team, help the housemates with handling certain situations?
In the final round, before we choose our top 40, they do go through some psychological tests. So there, we check for any kind of like issues that they might have, and to also check that they are mentally fit to enter the house. But when they do also enter the house, the housemates do have access to a psychologist. So our production team does give them that, so they are allowed to at any point in the house enter the diary room, where they can speak to either Big Brother or one of our production members who are on duty at the time. And if they do need additional help, then we can then obviously give them a psychologist. When they also exit the house, we then also do have a debrief with them, with the production team, someone from channel, and then also a psychologist.
This season of Big Brother Mzansi was the comeback season, and we are in a very woke generation of youth, and we are all realigning ourselves to ourselves. And the eye literally chose us, and I wrote something in the house that Big Brother saw us when we had thought the world had forgotten about us. So coming into the house was more of a healing process and a self-discovery for most of us. It comes to the question of what is the game? Is it the fastest person? Is it the smartest? Is it the loudest? But Big Brother showed us that it is not about that. It is about being yourself. And us getting to that platform, we worked for it, because being on the show is not easy. So it was a big thing for us. We didn't want to mess it up. So I think it came full circle to show the kind of youth, or reflected the youth that lives in Mzansi streets. We are a woke youth, a focused youth, a determined youth. And that is why the season was big, because
focus more on the positive comments. So they will be good, they will be bad. Yes, I read the bad, and obviously it's something that, it's like, if you see it and you're like, oh, I need to work on this, and that's great. But if you feel like, this person is just projecting, then you keep it moving. But more than anything, I got in there knowing myself, understanding myself, and anything bad that was said about me, number one, I told myself, I know why I'm in the house. Number two, I understand what triggers me, so nobody else can tell me how I should respond to what triggers me. Number three, just keep calm. Like, people will always talk. You said it yourself, cancel culture, you know what I mean? So just keep a clear mind and a clear headspace. And I think most of us here, we all have some positive and negative comments roaming around, but we're humans at the end of the day. It's gonna hurt, but you need to focus on the positive.
When it came to me trying to be more of myself, it was very hard. Hence, I created the alter ego that I came into the house with. There was more of a protection wall, or a cocoon around myself, so that people shouldn't know the real me, let me put it that way, because it's a new environment. I'm not used to being in big crowds. I'm a one loner ranger. I'm always alone outside or prior to the house. So it was really hard actually having to be myself, as much as I believe I have offended a lot. There's a lot of things that I've said that are very wrong, and I would like to apologize prior to all of those things that I've said and I've done. But it was mainly because of the game, as much as I may have twisted a few arms and legs. But yeah, it was pretty hard actually being myself.
The housemates started telling their stories and who they are, and there was a lot of triggers, and production made sure that there was a psychologist on hand for all production people to come through and consult and speak about what could possibly have been triggered or what was bothered. So on our side, we really